Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today I wanted to do a medley of questions. Sometimes I like to do short answer questions, put them together and put them in one longer post, and that's what I did. So I'll go ahead with the first question. It says, I noticed that there are houses or bars / cafes that exude positive vibes. How can I set this level of positive vibes in my own home and business? And when I focused on this, I got that the main vibe, the thing that you're feeling is set by the atmosphere, and I heard, think Feng Shui, and the energy carried in the space. If you want to create this for yourself, look into Feng Shui, but ultimately focus on creating balance and put a lot of organic elements in your space. For example, brick, plants, earth tones, lots of light, things from the earth. There is something about having an earthy, grounded, elements within your space that help it to exude that positive energy. Something is comforting about it. It feels nice. I also hear to rid yourself of clutter, or at least have organized clutter. And I thought that was a strange phrase, organized clutter. And when I mentally was asking for clarification, what I saw was a bookshelf. And it was packed. It was so packed, but there was also this artistic element to it. Some of the books were aligned horizontal, some were vertical. It had an artistic vibe to it. So all the books were there, but it was just done in a very, aesthetically pleasing way. So organized clutter, if you have a lot of an object or a collection, is one thing to consider. And then I got that when you put your furniture in a room, make sure you align it so it feels as though energy can flow through the room. For example, you want to have empty space going to a doorway or a window. Like, you want to create that flow where if you were to stand at one side of the room and you had a big fan blowing, would it be able to blow through a path, or is it going to be obstructed by a lot of different things? So that was something interesting that I got, so I'm passing it on to you. And then lastly, one of the most important things after you organize your space and make sure you have a good energetic flow, you have light, you have all these different components to your room, go and do a sage and cedar cleanse of your house to make sure you're purging out any negativity that's just hanging around. I've said this before, you can't eliminate energy, but you can shift it and move it. And that's really your goal when you're going and you're saging and you're cleansing the space. So try all those things and then see how your space feels. All right, so the next question, it says, what causes borderline personality disorder? I've met several people who have this condition. And when I thought on this, I got that it's truly a chemical imbalance that causes this. And most times it is triggered because of a past life trauma. It's some kind of residual thing that you've carried into this life, this current life that you're living. And I get that a lot of the times in that past life, a person was forced to behave a way that contradicted their beliefs. For example, maybe you had a different religious belief, but you were forced to live a certain way. Or perhaps maybe you were a slave and inside you were a free person. You wanted to do what you want, but you were constricted to the confines of your environment. So it looks as though in that past life, living with that type of trauma carried forward into this life and is somehow creating that, it's like that spiritual component that's still with you is creating that imbalance in your mind. Okay, next question, how to lighten dark elbows and knees. So when I focused on that, I got to apply lemon juice. Now mind you, I am not a doctor. As I go through this, I always tell people I'm not a doctor, attorney, financial advisor, but when I looked at this, I got putting lemon juice is going to help fade those areas anywhere where you have dark spots like that. But I did hear a caution to not go out in the sun with the lemon juice on your skin, because I don't know, it can create some kind of sensitivity. It just felt as though it'll make your problem worse and not better. So try the lemon juice, apply it, maybe wear a long sleeve shirt, pants, cover it up, and see how that works for you. That was interesting. Okay, so next question. Are there ways to make eyelashes longer, or is this purely genetic? And I know there's some of you out there interested in that. And I get that consuming B vitamin complex, specifically biotin, is going to help you with this. I also get that you need to avoid anything drying, because I heard something about eyelashes can dry and break off just like the hair on your head. So if you're washing your face with, say, soap or different cleansers or makeup remover, or any of the things that you're putting on your face, just watch for that, because I get that anything that can dry your hair can also dry your eyelashes out. Genetics helps, but overall, try the few things I mentioned, and try avoiding anything drying and see how that works for you. Okay. Next question. In several parts of Europe, the current generation of men's average height grew significantly. Will this trend continue? Will the next generation be taller than the current generation? So, as I looked at that, I didn't honestly see a big change. I get that there's going to be a lot more blending of cultures, and the result of that looks to stunt the height growth. With all the different genes mixing and different commingling, that type of thing, it looks as though I don't see height being a result of that. And it looks like things are going to become more stagnant as we move forward. So we may have even peaked out. I don't see us getting necessarily taller. Okay, what does it mean when I am the type of person who strangers ask for directions, even in places where I'm obviously a foreigner? And this one was kind of funny to me, because this isn't necessarily a psychic answer, maybe intuitive, but I don't know. It was more just my gut reaction to this is that this person, when people approach you like that and it just feels strange and it happens to you a lot, it means you're exuding a nice, approachable energy and people want to talk to you. They want to be in your space. So I see that as a good thing, even though maybe it can be an annoyance, but I get it's just really the energy that you're sending out. All right, last question I had is, number 13 a bad number? Why does the media give the idea that it is? And I get 13 is only a bad number if you think it is bad. In all reality, it's just a number. And 13 is said to be unlucky since biblical times and different stories in the Bible that are related to it. It's adapted into other things along the way, but ultimately the reason the media feeds it is because people are, I heard, more attracted to fear than they are of happiness in a sense. And so the media wants to use 13 as a bad number because it just draws people in. It gets people more engaged or alert. And really, that's all I had. I hope you enjoyed my little medley of questions here. Thank you for listening. Feel free to leave a comment, like me, share me. All those things, they help me out. I know I say it a lot, but it really does help me out a lot. And again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thank you. Bye.